I've been working with DS4SI since January, and I got introduced to it after I met with a fellow artist that I've worked with in the past, Lisa Horn. DS4SI and extension, the Expressing Boston Fellowship, is about bringing art into public spaces, and especially by residents. The project that I've worked on these past few months has been split into 3 different projects. The first that I've wanted to do was create a comic book series that would be taking place in Dorchester and employ the idea of perseverance, done by 2 middle school children, and really teach not only younger children but also older readers the importance of going through each day knowing that you're going to pull through. The second project is a mirror backpack, and the idea behind this is to have people that are walking behind me get to see the area that is so familiar to them in a different perspective, but also think about this area not only in the moment but also in the future. This project was mostly inspired by one of my oldest character drawings, in which one of them had a mirror shield, which is inspired by The Legend of Zelda. And the third and final project idea, which is the most recent, is employing the use of chalk in public spaces as a way to allow for a healthy expression of creativity. And this mostly arose from the overwhelming distaste for graffiti, but also the awareness that residents and just community members want to make themselves known and make their presence very visible. And so I figured that by using chalk as a very safe medium and a very familiar tool, I knew that I can bring community members together, have them draw, have them write, but also keep it so easy to clean that the issue of graffiti wouldn't be that prevalent. So between these 3 projects, I'm employing 3 different mediums: visual art, performance, and also, in a way, sculpting. I hope to really get the message across that no matter what the news, whatever media tells you about the areas of Dorchester and Roxbury, about how they're dangerous, how there's nothing here to be salvaged other than property, there are individuals here that are creative, that there are individuals that are community leaders, and more so leaders of the future. This area is a place that I've lived and I've grown up in for so long, and I want to make sure that this area is not always depicted as a dangerous area, but is one of the most creative and one of the most cultivating areas that a person could be in.
So my name is Carlos Gavino. I was inspired by a gentleman over here doing a project. He has some chalk and he said to me, hey, just make art. I love making art. I'm an activist, and I made a piece over there. It's about light and vision, and I did it because I feel like in Dudley and in the world there's a need for light and vision to understand complicated issues. Sometimes in our life there's an issue that's in the shadow or the shade. But just like the sun, when it hits certain objects, it reveals certain things about our lives. So I was saying that universally, in life, the essence of life is light.
has two major meanings. The first is that this is going to going to be a project the first project that I do on my own. Most of the projects that I've done, actually all the projects that I've done up to this point, have been all collaborations and have all been at least with a part of an organization. This one is as well, but always with a group of people, working with them from beginning to end. But this project was the first that I've done on my own. And yes, it has been with DS4SI, but most of it I've taken were by myself. So it was kind of like that, kind of a coming of age, but from an arts perspective. And the second thing that this project really means is for it to be a way to say, another way to show that the community here, the community that I've been with all my life, has the potential to do more than it shows. It's a way to really give out the, how you say, I don't want to say aura, that's not the right word, but the feeling that within the community that most would kind of write off, that there is a lot of good that can be done here. There is a lot of very good minds, very talented people, and very young but skilled children that have the ability to be cultivated if really given the chance. So the main idea behind, I guess the main thing that this project really means for me is, in a way, my way of giving back to a community, but doing it in a way that can kind of start more, kind of start a chain reaction. The power of art is something that kind of differs between person to person, but ultimately what it means, not only the power of art, but the power of the arts, is the ability to communicate, but in a way that is unique. So really what I'm trying to say is the power of the arts and the power of art is the ability to be unique, the ability to be free, the ability to be kind of true to who you are. And not only that, but it also presents an opportunity to not only escape from reality, but also to deal with reality, to solve problems within reality in a way that conventional methods may not work. It is being able to take a situation that has always been troubling you and just find a way to get around it. Whether it can be just painting a picture or writing a composition, or it can be creating an entire world and having yourself travel through it, exploring the mind, exploring who you are. So for me, the power of the arts and the power of arts in and of itself is ability, but also is individuality. Community, for me, is just not only a group of people, but also a collection of people that has something shared between them. And that community can vary from location to location, from group to group, and it can extend into various different areas. Whether it be a community based around sports would be just a group of people that like sports. A community based on agriculture can either be farmers, just people that like to plant. A community of gamers is just people who love gaming. A community of readers is just people that like to read books or read whatever. Community is in the same way that I would use the term world, in that it is a collection of people that have something shared, whether it is where they live, whether it is a problem they have to overcome, whether it is a shared goal. As long as that group of people has something shared between them, that is a community, that is a world to me. thing I can hope for this project, now that I put it in the open, is that people in the community not only really look at the project, but really think about it as well. To really see the community in a new way, to really take the opportunity to say, there is something that I want to change, or there is something that I value here, and I want to make sure that it's something that I keep. The biggest thing that I want for this project to do is to continue to reinstate the importance of community and to really invigorate this inner fire that is in the community, that is in every single member, whether they're young or old. So again, the biggest thing that I want this to do is just to be the fire. I want it to be the fire that starts a huge flame.